Chapter 30. Humanity will continue to evolve through the process of experiencing the changes that are coming through its current experience. By learning of the universal laws and how to act and interact within their concepts, the opportunity for rapid progress is present and flowing through the experiences of all who have begun to apply them. When a greater and greater number come to know they are true and accurate application of them brings to them the results they desire, then the manifestation of the new paradigm of experience will begin in earnest. It is through their application and understanding with the knowledge that they indeed do work along with the understanding of thought thinking as they move from focus and intent into real experience, the application of them will become natural. It will take no more concentrated effort to apply them on a continuing basis than it does to decide to get up from a chair and move to the door or wherever else you intend without actually applying concentrated thought. It is through intention that it is accomplished as easily as breathing or any other act that is accomplished in the knowingness that it just happens easily. The key to the application is in knowing that the intent must be in harmony with the flow of expansive creative energies that move and carry the manifestation of galaxies, solar systems, planets, and individuals through to experience creation in the observation mode. It is necessary to understand that all that is considered reality first begins in the imagination, the mind of the conceiver. The focus of intent moves the process through the various stages of conception to energy conversion, resulting in coagulation of that energy by slowing down the vibration until it manifests into observable, touchable matter, or what is called manifested reality. What is considered reality is focused intent condensed through application of the universal laws by holding the intent firmly and knowing that the process works until it does. The slower the vibration of the focusing mind and the surrounding environment, the longer the process takes and the more difficult it is to hold the intent long enough. Learning through application to hold the intent lightly without attempting to force its creation, but again in knowing the validity of the process allows for practice makes perfect. There is a great difference in the application and concepts of wanting, believing, and knowing. Wanting only creates more wanting, believing only says that one thinks the process will work, while knowing accomplishes the intention. It is the degree of difference gained by the actual experience of seeing the application work that allows for the knowing to become accepted and applied with ease. The first attempts at application must be reasonable and believable in order to reach the knowable level of acceptance. The nuances of these concepts are important to contemplate, bringing the understanding that deliberately applying the concepts of these laws may not be an easy task in the beginning. Thus, to choose a single application with which to test the theories is of primary importance. It is the habit of man to want everything at once and to fail to take a new process slowly and deliberately. The learning of the application of the laws is much like stringing beads, one at a time. What is challenging is to hold the concept to be manifested clearly in mind without adding nuances to it that complicate and slow or in fact halt the entire process because of unnecessary detail. Again, thought thinks and often creates a far more grand application than the finite mind can conceive. The energies of the individual begin to change as intention and the ability to hold an intention clearly strengthen and hold firm. It would be expected that one or more successes in manifesting a desired outcome would firmly integrate the process into the experience. However, that does not seem to be the case. Most find that old habits and assumptions do not disappear from the experience easily. It takes many successes to raise the acceptance level to create a habit level for natural manifestation. There also are the instances when casual thought manifests as the subconscious applies the laws to these casual thoughts. It is possible to bring into experience instances that apply to others that were never intended. Therefore, the statement, of highest and best good for all concerned, is the best possible safety insurance and would be wisely added to all intentions to manifest a desire. A consistent sprinkling of this statement within the continual mind chatter that fills the void between meaningfully aware thoughts is also wise. To meaningfully apply the laws of attraction, focused intent, and allowance requires purposeful desire to bring something into real experience. The simple experience unhampered by unnecessary add-on details is possible to manifest quite quickly, depending on the clarity, ability to focus the intention and emotional energy that adds impetus to the creational process. The degree of knowing is the final ingredient in the mix. It is difficult to determine the difference between believing and knowing. Again, it is an easy, almost effortless application of the desire, just as you know you can move from the chair to the door. There is an application of the doing of it that is totally without doubt and a knowing of exactly where one is going, but no thought as to exactly what the muscular and other bodily efforts are that are involved, or what may happen during the process of arriving at the door. It is also necessary to continue to know one is going to the door all the way to getting there. Losing the focus may allow one to end up in the kitchen and wonder why one is there. In the same way, It is not necessary to delineate what is necessary in order for the desire to manifest. It is only necessary to know what the desire is and to add the minimal amount of focused cooperation that is necessary to set the process in motion while holding the intention of experiencing the desire. It is often mentioned that one needs to be sure one really wants what one thinks is wanted. Most can think of casual thoughts or statements that have brought experiences with consequences not expected. The creative aspect built into all is listening and takes those thoughts and statements literally, especially if the momentary intention is sincere and supported by emotional impetus. While the explanation seems complicated, the application is quite simple. It is a matter of simply doing it simply. The complicated part is when doubt slows or destroys the effort entirely. To begin by choosing a desire that is totally contrary to the current experience is to set up a formula for failure. To attempt to move from poverty to affluence with one desire is sure to fail. It is best to begin with something small and simple. It adds to the process to act as if the desire is already happening. Place an empty hanger in the closet for the new coat. Make space in the cupboard for a new dish or pot, etc. Then be patient and wait expectantly. Chapter 31. It is through the application of the law of allowance that the greatest progress will be made with regard to the invocation for manifesting the new paradigm of experience. This is the most difficult of all the laws to apply, for it requires the letting go of detailing the desired outcome. It is extremely difficult for the limited mind to focus on the outcome without feeling sure that it is necessary to also envision the process by which that outcome will come into being. It cannot be emphasized too much that it is the outcome that it is necessary to focus upon. The question then arises within the mind as to what indeed it should look like. The fact is the most important aspect to envision is what it will feel like. Therefore, it is necessary to coin a new expression such as in feel in order to bring the proper focus on this aspect of manifesting. What is called manifesting is indeed coming into the understanding and the application of the four universal laws. These have been simplified in concept and renamed to words that bring forward greater applicability, for they fit within your normally spoken vernacular. Focus, intend, and release within feeling to experience, harmony and balance, is as simple as it is possible to place these wondrous laws into your conscious awareness. It is the intent of these messages to be focused at the planetary level for the greatest healing possible. However, that does not indicate that the individual for their own experience cannot use these laws. Do remember, it would be easy for humans to become so caught up within their own life drama that the greater purpose for the planet as a whole becomes lost and falls through the cracks. The point to remember is that without the healing of the whole, the individual applications of the law will do little to bring about the freedom of humanity from the planned scenario of control. It is, therefore, imperative that any personal application of the laws be focused within the greater planetary focus. Thoughts regarding this are most productive if all is seen and felt within a holographic picture of all applications contributing to the success of the planet as a whole. Within that focus, each individual success in applying the laws then contributes to and strengthens the greater focus. Furthermore, the individual then draws a greater contributing focus of energy from the planetary whole into their process, a wondrously helpful boost toward their desired goal. Again, each is reminded to include the statement, "for the highest and best good for all." This releases the thought-thinking aspect of the action of the laws to utilize energies that otherwise would not be available to contribute to the whole, holographic, pattern. The universal laws, when properly invoked, can bring about wondrous changes in situations that otherwise would remain stuck within their current motion and momentum. This remarkable process results in complete rearrangement of energetic forces that are in motion. This causes a period of chaotic energy shifting, but can happen quickly if it is released, allowed, to complete the process without the input of imposed restrictions to its motion by the intender, by continually adding thoughts to the process on how the laws must bring about the desired focus. It is this necessary release, allowance, that is the key. The educational process has brought mankind many blessings, but it has also allowed for great limitations. The simple tribal experience with faith and guided rituals often brought about remarkable changes with success based on previous experience and allowance of unknown energies to bring forth the desired change. It was the allowance of that wise outside energy to accomplish the feat that allowed it to happen. How much better it is to understand that the outside something is but the naturally existing laws that underpin all of existence, acting through the focus and cooperation of the mind, as involved. It is also important to mention again the added impetus that is gained when more than one mind agrees in basic concept on a desired focus. It is possible to know that the agreed upon desire for a new paradigm of experience can be the encompassing focus. It is possible for it to contain myriad individual foci, each contributing to the success and fulfillment of all when the highest and best good of all concerned is the releasing factor. The greatest success is accomplished when the foci are concerned with the outcome and not the how, why, when, and ifs that the human mind is so good at conjuring up to contemplate. It is this unneeded contribution that gums up the works and throws the monkey wrenches into the process. This not only slows the process but can cause it to fail to manifest, or worst of all bring forth a convoluted version of what was potentially possible. Thus, it is again stressed that the discipline of holding the focus on the desired outcome is of the utmost importance in allowing the process of the laws once set into motion to bring into manifestation that which will serve the greatest number to their highest and best good. This message will need to be read and reread in order to help each to keep in mind the exactness required in laying the foundation for the successful application of the basic universal laws. The habits of the undisciplined mind are deeply ingrained. However, practice followed by success and holding to the simple repetition of the basics over and over again will bring about the desired new paradigm of experience. The holographic concept of all fitting together within a matrix that contains infinite variety within a whole can and will allow for the freedom that mankind yearns to experience. It will be necessary to incorporate these concepts within the mind and the heart in order that these become the new God that each finds necessary to fill the void within. In this way, mankind can at long last come into the understanding that each is an expression of the divine order that is God, knowing him, herself, allness in self-contemplation. It is necessary to further let go of the need to personify, to identify this greater concept of God and accept it as an ongoing process. Consider this carefully. End chapter 31.